All right, so let's go ahead and start day 1 for lesson 4, scientific notation. So use what you know. You've learned about place value and investigated multiplying and dividing powers of 10. Now take a look at this problem. The planet Venus is more than 60 million miles from the sun. Write this number as a product of two factors. The first needs to be a number greater than or equal to 1, but less than 10. So it needs to have one digit, and it needs to be multiplied by a power of 10. So something that's one digit times 10 to the something power. All right, so number, or A, says write 60 million in words. It's just 60 million. Find the missing factor. 60 million is equal to 6 times. If we remove this and just replace it with the 1, so no more 6 and replace it with a 1, then we've got 6 times 10 million. Write the second factor in the equation as a product of tens. Well, 10 million is equal to 10 times itself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. And you can do that as well by just constantly making sure, like, hey, 10 times 10 is 100, times another 10 is 1,000, then 10,000, 100,000, a million, and then 10 million. So yes, it works. D says write the second factor as a power of 10. So I see that 10 is being repeatedly multiplied, and it's being multiplied by itself 7 times. So that's what I say. 10 is my base because it is being multiplied by itself several times. And the several times is 7 times. And there you go. E. Explain how you could write 60 million as the product of a number greater than or equal to 1 that's multiplied by a power of 10. So we know that 60 million words is just 60 million, and the missing factor is 6 times 10 million, which we knew that we could rewrite 10 million as 10 to the 7th power. So again, our original problem said to rewrite 60 million as a product of two factors. One of them is one digit, and the other factor is a power of 10. We found our one digit. We were actually given it. It was 6. And our power of 10 was 10 to the 7th power. All right, so we knew that 10 million times 6 equals 60 million. So we found an equivalent product of factors. And that's it for this first page. We'll go ahead and move on to the next section. Find out more. Scientists often work with very large numbers, such as the distance from Venus to the sun or the number of cells in a human body. Writing and calculating with very large numbers can be tedious and inconvenient. When you wrote 60 million as 6 times 10 to the 7th power, you used scientific notation. Of course, scientific notation is one of our new word wall vocabulary words for quarter 2. Scientific notation uses exponents to make it easier to work with very large or very small numbers. To write a number using scientific notation, write it as a product of two factors. So 6 is a number that's greater than or equal to 1, but it's less than 10, so one digit. And then the second factor is a power of 10. So to write 1,850,000 in scientific notation, we need the number to be, we need the number that's greater than or equal to 1, but less than 10. So in order to get that, we need to have 1.85 And how we got that is we moved our invisible decimal point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places to the left. So that means our power of 10 needs to be 10 to the 6th power. All right. Put a star beside this because that's how we know what that power of 10 should be. That's very important. The power doesn't tell you the number of zeros in the standard form of the number. Rather, it tells you the greatest place value of the number. To write the number 3.54 times 10 to the 5th in standard form, we move each digit in 3.45 up 5 place values by placing the decimal point 5 places to the right because we're multiplying by 10 to the 5th power. So we have 3.54 times 10 to the 5th power, which equals 3.54, and we move our decimal point 5 places to the right. So then we've got our new number, 354,000. To translate between scientific notation and standard notation, change the place values of the digits by moving the decimal point according to the power of 10. So the reflect question says write 6.85 times 10 to the 8th power in standard form. So just like we learned up here, you're going to just write your number and then you're going to move the decimal as many places as your exponent tells you. So we're going to move it, since it's positive, we're going to move it 8 places to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then all of the empty spaces, we can place zeros there as placeholders. So our answer for 6.85 times 10 to the 8th power is equivalent to 685 with 6 zeros. So it's our equivalent standard form is 685 million. And that's it.